Right, welcome guys. It's our Try It series. Today we're virtually going to California to taste through the Redwood Empire lineup. Let's start with the Pipe Dream, the bourbon. These are all 90 proof, so we'll just kind of go bourbon, American whiskey, and then we'll end with the rye tonight.
Stephanie, can you show us the label? We can't read anything on the label.
Yeah, it's this label. It's called Pipe Dream.
Oh. Hold on.
So this company is kind of cool. They are in the redwood forest, and every bottle they sell, they do plant a tree. And so far, they've planted over 225,000 plus trees. And each of their whiskeys is named after a specific tree. This one's called Pipe Dream, and it's their bourbon, and it's named after the 14th tallest tree on the planet. So that's pretty cool. What are you guys getting for nosing notes?
I'm getting some floral notes on that nose.
Yeah, I was too, like sweet floral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not a ton of barrel oaky char that
Right.
one might have.
I'm getting the vanilla and that too. But I think the floral was like the first note I picked up.
It drinks spicier than what the nose would let you think.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of vanilla for the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, vanilla and some cinnamon to it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Tony? They're sort of, you're the closest one to them, I believe.
Yeah, I've been interested in trying them. So I've heard some good things on YouTube.
Mhm.
And so far it's pretty good. I like it.
You know the mash bill, Stephanie?
Yeah, I can pick it up here. Hold on.
This
It
drink's
is.
kind of like a weeder to me. So I'm
Yeah, it does. It's 75% corn, 21% raw rye, 4% malt barley. There's no wheat in it.
Oh, it's the high corn, then it's probably why.
Yeah, that gives it like that sweetness. I'm guessing it's that high corn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's a blend. It's blended between 4 and 12-year-old barrels. They don't actually give an age statement though.
Okay. It's gonna be my next question.
It's pretty good for the price point, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think it's bad for like a debut bourbon. It's their first bourbon they've done.
I'm sorry, I was getting attacked by a dog. What was it? What was the age on this? Do we know?
It's a blend of 4 to 12-year-old barrels. There's no actual age statement.
Okay. And the price point was what?
I didn't have that. Who had the price point?
Yeah, we can get them out. We'll get all three of these for like $35 a bottle out here in California.
Nice. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the same here, 30 to 40 bucks.
Nice. All right, let's set this one aside, save a little bit, let it open up. We'll come back to it at the end. The next one we're going to open up is the Lost Monarch. It's the blended American whiskey. And this one also named after a tree. It's named after the world's largest coastal redwood. And this one, it's a blend of, let me see if I can find the blend. The blend is 60% rye. And that rye is made out of a 95% rye and 5% barley mash bill, and then 40% bourbon. So it's the bourbon we just tried mixed with their rye mash bill.
Do they distill at all themselves? Because both of those and the one before, it's all MGP mash bills.
Yeah, I would say no then, because these are the only offerings they have on there. So probably just sourcing.
How long have they been around?
Let's see. I'm not sure. I can look. Good at our story. I'm just like stalking their website to find out some stuff. Yeah, it doesn't say when they started. Let's see.
Does the bottle say where it's distilled at?
Initial, yeah, the initial taste is spicy for the rye, but its finish is really smooth to be that high of a rye.
Yeah, this one I get juicy fruit, kind of fruity.
Yeah.
Like tropical fruits
Tropical
and
fruit, yeah.
pineapple and
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
Get some of the fruit.
Yeah, this one's good. I like this one. It's a good blend.
Yeah, I get like a maple flavor, but I like the finish. It's spicy, but it's like a peppery. It's not like, it's not hot. It's like a peppery spice.
Right. It's
Like-
enjoyable.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the notes real quick. It says it's a blend. These are blends of their own distilled spirit and sourced.
Okay.
So they're saying it's some
Some of theirs. And
yeah, some of theirs is in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It could be like, it could be like the first one with what'd you say, a 12-year and a 4-year?
Yes. It said it was merged barrels of anywhere from 4-year to 12-year. So I'm
Yeah,
guessing they
the 4-year
sourced the
stuff-
12-year and it's their own 4-year.
Yeah.
They just must
And
mimic
probably-
MGP's mash bill to keep the mash bill the same for the blend, I guess.
Could be.
Right. I would think so.
They
Whoever
say
said
they are
juicy
on-
fruit nailed it.
Go ahead.
I smell that juicy fruit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah.
They say they're a micro distillery, so they must be pretty tiny as far as their capacity.
Yeah.
Smaller than a Hardee's.
Hey, but you can't knock that. There's some really good stuff comes out of that Hardy's building.
Yes,
sir.
All right. Yeah. Lots of juicy fruit, maple. I do get that pepper finish too. That one's really good. All right. So our next one up, it's their rye. It's called the Emerald Giant Rye.
I get the rye, but almost get almost a little pine or something like that.
It kind of smells like I think gins smell like. It smells a little ginish.
Yeah,
Really
this
a
is-
mellow rye.
Yeah.
I thought the bourbon almost had a little more rye pop in the nose than this does.
Mm-hmm.
These are also florally to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
This one really has like a really sweet floral note to it.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
It's got a rye taste.
Yeah, it definitely tastes like a rye.
I wonder if they do any open fermentation, you know, to get some wild yeast in there or something, but
Mhm.
they smell delicious.
Mhm. Again, it's got a really nice finish for a rye.
Right.
I paid $45 for a bottle of this. That's why I took this, because I wanted to know what the others were like here in Florida. But
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm sorry.
I said, what do you think about the others?
I actually very well pleased. I didn't know I liked the rye as much, but I'm really into that whiskey.
It's a pretty pleasant rye.
That's kind of really nailing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
A little more than the bourbon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
these-
you know, it doesn't have the, you know, it doesn't have that dill thing you get from a lot of the MGP sourced ryes. You know, it's not there.
Mm-mm.
well, they say this is a blend of 3 to 5 year old rye.
Right,
So
right.
this could be all their juice.
Oh yeah, they could have just done
it could
rye.
be.
We know it is barreled and aged out there, so you know you get the Sonoma climate where they're aging it. That's going to
Mhm.
have an effect for sure.
Yeah.
What the
Hey,
notes
Michael.
way below?
Not the huge swings like Kentucky or Indiana. You know, temperatures.
Right.
Yeah, more moderate.
Michael, you just joined us. We're currently tasting the rye right now. If you want to pour that up.
All right, thanks. Sorry about that. I was doing some home construction.
Oh, you're good. You're good. We tasted through the other two already, but we're going to go back to them. So you really haven't missed too much. We'll still hit those again.
All right. Just means I have to drink quicker.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes that's a good thing.
I hate it when that happens.
I'm impressed so far. It's pretty good. All of it.
I am too. I didn't know what to expect out of these. We just kind of had them on our list, and I was like, I'll just put them all together because I like my tastings to have something in common. I was like, let's just do a whole distilleries lineup. So
Good idea.
Yeah, I've seen these in the Chicago market where we're close to, and
mhm.
I never bought one and was really curious. And they're all nice drinkable ones for
Yeah.
sure, all three of them.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention. I don't know if they're in the Indianapolis area or not, but I'm gonna look for them now. Those would be nice to have.
Have you noticed them down here? Probably not.
Yeah, I've seen them at Binny's and Total Wine around here, so I don't know about
Yeah.
your neck of the woods.
Sure.
Yeah. We have a new Total Wine that I haven't been to yet, so I might go check them out this weekend. All right, any other thoughts on this rye?
It's kind of a bourbon drinker's rye,
I think so, yeah.
gateway rye, yeah, if you will.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't like rye for the longest time. I started liking it last year. And if this was one of the first ones I tried, I probably would have got into it sooner. This is really good.
Mhm.
It still has a bit of that juicy fruit to it. I
A
mean,
little
it's,
bit.
it's
A little bit.
Yeah. And I wonder if that's just
Green.
because like some of their blends, because they're in California, so it's not a flavor we usually get. I wonder if it's
Mhm.
some of their own juice.
We bought the Savage and Cook rye out of San Francisco
Mhm.
a couple times, and that's another good one. But that one's secondary barrel age.
Yeah.
He's into barrel finishing and wine barrels.
Yeah, they do some cool stuff. Like
Yeah, a little different.
their labels. Like they were winemakers that got into whiskey, apparently.
Right. That's the prisoner
Yeah.
wine guy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm looking up this guy who started this brand. He started a wine company in 2001 with his brother, $25,000, or sorry, 1990, and then 2001 he sold it for 144 million.
Oh,
Then-
wow.
Oh,
Wow.
that's horrible.
That's a pretty good deal on the
Well, it gets better. Then he started over in 2001 with another wine company called Purple. Sold that in 2012 for 163 million, and
goodness.
jumped over to whiskey in 2014. So he knows the business.
The old adage, how do you just start with a distillery? You start with about 100 million of a bucket of cash and go from there.
Right. He's doing it right, apparently. All right, let's jump back to that bourbon we first had. It's the Pipe Dream bourbon. Your label should say. It's still super floral smelling after it's sat there for a while. It didn't change much. At least for me.
No, I agree. I think it has to be picking something up from wherever they're barreling, because they're all have a little head, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's the corn.
Yeah, like real sweet corn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be the high corn mash bill.
Yeah. They have
Makes you wonder what barrels are they putting them in? Are they, your typical Kentucky, independent stave type barrels, or are they doing something crazy like French oak, or who knows?
Yeah, it doesn't say. The most I can find on like their mash bill information, besides what the mash bills are, is we source the best Midwestern rye, corn, barley, and wheat, as well as California grown grains. So it's probably a good mixture of all of those.
Yeah, being out in wine country, you'd picture guys like this putting it in French oak possibly, or
Mm-hmm.
taking a winemaking approach to it possibly.
Yeah, they get creative with their barrels. Steve and I talked to the guy from Broken Barrel not too long ago, and he's doing some cool finishing stuff with the barrels he gets.
I think also their weather is more temperate, so we wouldn't have the swings. I think that also makes these more mellow and
Yeah, like you're not getting the
pronounced flavors.
oakiness that you get out of Kentucky or Indiana.
Right.
For sure.
I think the bourbon's got a nice pop for 90 proof, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
Certainly
You
does.
know,
And I wonder how close the barreling room is to any of the vineyards out there, and if it's picking up any of the microbes or something from the grapes that might be in the air.
Right.
it paints a nice picture, anyways.
Yes.
Right.
Whatever it is, it sure isn't hurting it any.
Yeah,
No,
Good.
yeah, it's very,
that's very
very
good.
tasty.
I would go get the bourbon.
Yeah.
I do know in Florida, I found, like I said, I found the Emerald Giant fairly easy and around, but I have not been able to find the bourbon. So
It's
Yeah, it says
definitely-
this is a 95% rye too.
Yeah.
it is, okay. That
Yep.
makes sense.
The right.
The rye is, yeah, the
Right.
rye is
Yeah, the rye
95.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then if we go to this blended whiskey, the Lost Monarch, it's that same high rye mash bill
Mhm.
blended with that high corn bourbon mash bill.
Or maple on it this time.
Yeah, they say it's 60% rye whiskey, which is 95 rye, 5 barley. So there's 60% of that. Then 40% bourbon, which is the 75 corn, 21 4.
Mhm.
So, yep.
That's this one.
Hey, whoever's
that's
in
the-
Florida,
that's the middle one. Yep.
Yeah.
whoever's in Florida, I just looked on K&L website out in California, and you can they ship to Florida, and you can get all three of these
Right.
for like
Nice.
35 bucks a bottle.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I just looked it up. That's what it is here at Total Wine. Right, 35 bucks.
Good sweet spot for this, really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pretty good
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
Not bad
Way
at
to drink
all.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a great label. Looks nice on the shelf too.
Yeah, the labels are really cool. I like those.
Mhm.
You see so many brands take something like this and plop it right at 50, 55 bucks.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think this is pretty good where they're putting it at.
Yeah, I was surprised it was at 35 because you see like a smooth ambler and stuff. It's like 45, 50 at a minimum.
Mhm.
And they're doing some of the same stuff. They source and they make their own and they blend. Like,
Yeah, they're up there in proof though compared to these.
true. Mhm. Yeah, these aren't bad for 90 proofs. I've kind of gotten away from like anything less than 100, but they're really good for 90.
Yeah, I think it's the rye holds them up, still.
Right.
Otherwise, it
Lots
might
of
be
flavor
boring.
still.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think that corn's a nice balance. Like it keeps it a little sweeter and not too harsh. All right, let's jump back to the rye that we ended with. See what it did over time. Do you still get that pine smell out of it? I don't really get it anymore.
No, it seemed to clear up for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Getting more of a cedar rather than a pine, well, cedar is pine, but
Right.
It's got-
it's a different scent.
Yeah.
It's the same thing at that one. Mm-hmm.
Definitely kind of smells like a walk through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
very nice.
Yeah, that's
For
such
this-
like a good drinkable rye. I really like that.
Yeah.
I can drink that.
Got some astringency on your palate. I mean, it leaves you kind of feeling a little dry.
Mhm.
These are good day drinkers.
Yeah, definitely.
Allegedly.
Not quite breakfast bourbon, but lunch bourbon.
There you go.
Or brunch.
There you go.
It reminds
All
me
right.
of the four-year.
Go ahead.
It reminds me of the 4-year Willet rye, which I really like, just at a lower proof.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. So let's see if we had some favorites tonight. Whose favorite was the bourbon? Whose favorite was the American blend? Mine too.
I don't know.
All right. And the rye.
I'm voting twice.
Yeah, I think those are a good tie. I think they kind of tied each other.
Yeah, it makes sense that the bourbon's not quite there, but again, for 35 bucks though,
Yeah. And it's
I ain't
not a
gonna
bad
hate it.
bourbon. It's just less
Right.
impressive when you get that rye blended in.
I totally agree. Totally
Yeah,
agree.
like had I tried it on its own, I would have been like, yeah, that's great. But trying the other two after it, it kind of puts it in a corner.
I think that's what did it in. Yeah, I think there are a lot of bourbons out there higher priced than 35 that aren't as good as this.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
For 105 bucks, I'd buy a 3-pack of these.
Yeah, for sure.
K&L just got an order from me. So
Yeah, these are that American blended. Like I get nervous when it's like, oh, an American blended whiskey. It's either going to be really good like this, they're so hit or miss, or they're going to be like,
As long as they don't say it's 20% their juice and 80% neutral grain spirits, you know.
Right. Don't do that.
Definitely not that.
Right.
Do like the sweetness when it hits your palate though.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I like that.
60% wine, 40% bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah. Like whoever said these were a good day drinker, you're so right. Like you just drink this all summer, have a barbecue. It's a good
Exactly.
daytime bourbon.
Not bad.
With
Yeah, actually, the rye, at the price point, you could throw it in a cocktail and not be guilty.
Right.
yeah.
Be
Heck-
delicious.
Heck, we've been known to throw Pikesville in a cocktail, and that's higher price point. That's like 50 around here.
Mhm.
You all have been known to put all kinds of things in cocktails.
That's true.
Guilty.
Yeah, especially things we didn't want to put in the cocktails.
Right.
Stephanie, what about a contest of cocktails that you make by the batch, not just by the drink?
Ooh, I
Ooh.
like that. I want to write that
Party
down.
cocktails.
Oh,
Batch
but the
cocktail.
experimental part of that could be really expensive.
Really
Yeah.
expensive and
Yeah.
really messy if you keep sampling a whole batch.
Yeah.
Yeah. The R&D on that would be a good chunk.
Yeah.
I like the idea though. But so this year for the cocktail contest, I like a good theme. And I think I like the idea of the 3 ingredients we did last year, but I was like, that's really hard. So I'm just throwing one out there and you can be as creative as you want to be with it.
I'm sure Dean is already working on it.
As long as that's not spirulina, I'm good.
Yeah.
That does not show up for the whole year.
Don't know if everybody knows what they're talking about. Is ABV Network has a monthly cocktail contest where they throw out 3 ingredients that you should use 2 of the 3 ingredients every month.
Yeah, and they're really out there wonky ingredients that you probably wouldn't think about.
Like edible glitter.
Challenge.
Yeah, right.
Who can't be mad about edible glitter? It just
That was fun.
adds fun.
The
I
Worcestershire
thought you were saying
sauce-
edibles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that too.
Yeah,
That'd be
you
a
can do
kicking
that
cocktail
every
right there.
All right, I'm gonna jump off this recording. We can hang out. We can still keep talking.